Okay, let's talk about it. Starting a new server job, it feels like being thrown into the deep end of a very, very busy pool. That first month is just intense. It's chaotic, and honestly, it can make or break your whole career in the restaurant world. So we're going to lay out a roadmap to not just survive, but actually thrive during those first 30 days. This is exactly what a brand new server, let's call her Sophia, was thinking after her very first shift flying solo. It was a total disaster. We're talking forgotten drinks, wrong salad dressings, and she could not for the life of her figure out how to split a check on the computer. By the time she clocked out, she felt completely and utterly defeated. But here's the secret, the thing nobody tells you. That feeling, it's 100% normal. I promise you, every single veteran server you see just gliding through a crazy dinner rush has had a first shift that was a total train wreck. They've all felt that exact same crushing doubt that Sophia did. So what's the real difference? What separates the people who burn out and quit from the ones who end up thriving? Well, it all comes down to knowing what to focus on. It's not about some natural talent. It's about having the right strategy. And that is exactly what we're going to break down step by step to get you from overwhelmed to totally confident. That first shift nightmare, that's our starting line. It's that moment of pure chaos that we're going to use to build a rock-solid foundation, starting right now with week 1. All right, let's dive into week 1. It has a very, very specific goal. And trust me, it is not what you think. Your job is not to be fast. It's not to be perfect. It's not to impress anyone. Your one and only job is to be a sponge. That's it. Just observe, listen, and soak up everything happening around you. This is where you have to completely reframe what success looks like. In those first few days, learning your coworkers' names and figuring out where the extra napkins are stashed is a way bigger win than memorizing the entire menu. You've got to focus on what matters right now. The speed and the fancy stuff, that can all wait. And while you're being a sponge, you need to be strategic about it. Sophia learned this one the hard way. There are 3 key allies you need to find immediately. First, the nice, experienced server. That's your go-to for those quick, no stupid questions moments. Then your trainer. That's your official resource. And a friend in the kitchen. Oh, that relationship is pure gold. It can make your entire job so much smoother. So once you've kind of got your bearings, it's time to master the 2 most essential tools of the trade, the menu and the point of sale system. The POS computer. These 2 things are your absolute bread and butter. But listen, don't try to learn the whole menu at once. That's just a recipe for burnouts. You got to be strategic. Start with the top 10 most popular dishes. Get those down, and you've already won half the battle. Next, focus on the supercritical dietary info, allergies, gluten-free stuff. You can fill in all the other details as you go. And you can use that same step-by-step approach for the POS system. The computer that totally tripped Sophia up. First, just watch. Stand behind other servers and see how they do it. Then, practice ringing in your own orders while your trainer's looking over your shoulder. Only then, once you feel a little more comfortable, should you start trying to do it on your own. Watch, practice, execute. It builds confidence without all the pressure. Okay, so technical skills are obviously important, but they're really only half the equation. Your success as a server is just as much about your people skills, and specifically how you get along with the rest of the team. And let's be crystal clear about this one, your relationship with the kitchen staff is non-negotiable. They control how fast your food comes out, they control how quickly your mistakes get fixed. Earning their respect is, without a doubt, one of the most important things you can possibly do in your first month. So, how do you do it? It's actually pretty simple. Learn their names and use them. Always, always yell behind when you're walking behind someone. If you're the one who forgot to ring in an order, own up to it. Don't throw them under the bus. And a simple, hey, thanks for rushing that for me, goes a very, very long way. Here's exactly how that plays out in real life. Let's say the kitchen does make a mistake. It happens. Don't go to the window and yell, "This is wrong," for the whole restaurant to hear. No! You go to the chef quietly, explain the problem calmly, and work together to fix it. It's about being a teammate, not an accuser. All right, let's do a rapid-fire round. We're going to cover the most common pitfalls that trip up new servers and, more importantly, exactly how you can sidestep them completely. Number 1, write everything down. Seriously. Your brain will short-circuit in the middle of a rush. 2, greet every single table within 60 seconds, even if it's just to say, "Hi folks, I'll be right with you." 3, never disappear after dropping off food. Always do that 2-minute check back to make sure everything's perfect. 4, trust the kitchen. Don't pester them with how long every 5 seconds. And 5, maybe the most important one, ask for help when you are drowning. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. So after you've navigated all of this for a whole month, what does success actually look like? What is the real, true goal of this 30-day journey? Now this might be the biggest surprise of all. When you look at what managers are actually evaluating, the breakdown is pretty revealing. Reliability, just showing up on time, ready to work, that's about 40%. Your attitude and your willingness to learn, that's another 30%. Your actual technical skills, that's only about 10% of the grade. Think about it. They can teach you how to carry 3 plates. They can't teach you to be a dependable person. And that brings us right back to Sophia. At the end of her first month, was she perfect? No way. She still made mistakes. She wasn't the fastest server on the floor. But you know what she was? She was reliable. She showed up early, she learned from her mistakes, and she always had a good attitude. And that's why her manager started trusting her with more shifts. So when you hit that 30-day mark, remember this. The ultimate measure of your success isn't how fast you are or how much of the menu you've memorized. It's something way more valuable. It's the trust that your manager and your team have in you. So here it is, the final takeaway. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. Just focus on being consistent, on being coachable, and on being a good teammate. That right there is the real path to success in your first month and for your entire career. Look, those first 30 days are a test, for sure, but they're also your biggest opportunity to build the foundation for an amazing career. You have the strategy now. So the only question left is, are you ready to get to building?